The FDA approving a chemo-free treatment option for people with relapsed or refractory diffuse large B-cell lymphoma. So this gives hopes to patients who have been treated for the disease multiple times and often have a poor prognosis. So local patient Roy Bragadest and Dr. Krish Patel joining us live in studio talking about this new treatment. Thank you two for being here this morning. It's great to have you. So now, Roy, you were diagnosed with this type of lymphoma back in 2019. If you can, just tell us a little bit about your health journey here.
Sure. So 2019, I actually took a fall in the big winter storm we had in the winter of 2019. Fell, cracked 3 ribs. The pain never got better, got worse. Went to a doctor who pushed on my stomach and I was out. And he said, that shouldn't hurt like that. You need to go, have that checked. That took us to a sonogram to a CT scan, to a urologist. It turned out that I had tumors throughout my stomach, my groin, my back, my chest, my armpits. That turned on to a biopsy that came back and said, you have diffuse large B-cell lymphoma. And that's how my journey began.
And so for folks that aren't familiar, what type of lymphoma are we talking about here specifically?
Yeah, so diffuse large B-cell lymphoma is the most common form of non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. There are about 18,000 new cases in the U.S. diagnosed every year. Leads to about, unfortunately, 6,000 deaths a year in the U.S.
And so, Roy, for you, on your journey here, what has treatment looked like and what has the regimen looked like for you?
Yeah, so for this particular lymphoma, Dr. Patel is the expert. There's 3 proven methodologies. There's a R-CHOP standard chemotherapy treatment. There's a analogous bone marrow transplant treatment. That's preceded by some pretty significant chemo to kind of kill the bone marrow, which takes out your entire immune system. And then there's one of the latest treatments of CAR T-cell that has also been fairly effective. Unfortunately for me, all 3 of those proven regimens didn't work, which put me in the situation of, Dr. Patel, what's next, coach?
Yeah, and so I survived lymphoma myself 12 years ago, and so I know what chemo is like. It is not fun, especially if you have to do it over and over again. I mean, it's huge. So this could be a breakthrough, a huge one for folks in the lymphoma and blood cancer community.
Yeah, so Columbia is a form of immunotherapy, so to your point, doesn't require chemotherapy and really harnesses the body's own ability to potentially attack and kill the lymphoma and to put it into a remission that can be long-lasting for patients.
And so what advice, Roy, would you have for newly diagnosed patients?
My advice is don't give up hope, and hope comes in various forms. You can get hope from your family, your friends, your coworkers. Technology gives you hope. I work at Microsoft, a company that, Satya Nadella's mission statement of, empower every person and every organization on the planet to make the world a better place and achieve great things. So that technology just, really
and it's amazing.
Enables things like this, right?
And and that's one of the most encouraging things, I think, is that the technology and the medical research is getting so advanced now that we are finding cures and new treatments just like this. So what are the next steps in research and potential other uses for this treatment here?
Yeah, so like many other therapies that are initially approved, we tend to combine these therapies in clinical trials to understand if combining them with existing therapies may further improve our ability to cure diffuse large B-cell lymphoma.
So, Dr. Krish Patel and Roy, thanks so much for joining us here today. This is exciting news. So what does this mean for you, Roy, now moving ahead?
It means that, I have a chance at life. I mean, that's really what it's all about. When you hit some of these dark valleys, like I said, hope, right? And so this technology combined with, all of the research and expertise Dr. Patel brings to the table and the whole medical community gives me that hope to live another day, another month, another year, another 10 years. It's a blessing. It's an absolute blessing.
Roy, Dr. Patel, thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Thank you.